Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Suzanne Mugalu. If this is your first time here, thank you for coming and welcome to my channel. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. Your support have been amazing. Thank you. I just want to talk on the topic of comparison. And not only comparison on like where you say, oh wow, that girl like dresses better than me. Not comparison from person to person, but comparison on which I've seen so many times and so many gatherings, so many places where I've been with some people, and what they're doing is comparing Africa and Europe, or like Africa and America. And I'm just like, I'm sure comparison is a killer of joy. Like people say that all the time, and some comparisons that not only parents but like just Africans in gatherings and stuff, the small comparison that they get from each thing, it's like every time they come together it's somehow a subconscious thing when they have to compare Africa and here. It's like, oh well, I really don't understand people. Someone in the comments down below, please just explain to me why there's this need of comparison at all times. So the first one is just gonna be like basic needs, and don't get me wrong, some of these comparisons I get and I do understand where people come from, but then when it goes on a larger scale, it's just like, okay, now you need to chill. Like now you have to do your research, now you have to do your history, and now you need to start developing things to change what you're saying, because what you've been saying, you've been comparing all this time, but you haven't actually come up with an idea. You haven't actually come up with something that people can actually implement and do and make sense of. So lifestyle, that's when it's kind of like a double-edged sword, or like there's double standards when it comes to lifestyle, when they're comparing lifestyle here and lifestyle back in Africa. I would say Africa as a whole, because yeah, it hasn't just been around my people, like the people that I live with, or like the people that I know, but other people from other African countries have had the same similarities, or like the same similarities in comparison. It's just like, bro, what it is that you want. Like, make up your mind. Do you want to work in the UK and then enjoy your life in Africa? Like, do you want to be traveling every weekend? Because that's what they see Africa as, making Africa like a place where you go to enjoy, to take off steam, to a place where you go to just do whatever you want. That has to stop. That has to come to an end. Like, you don't go to Africa to show off. Don't treat Africa like a place where you feel like you can go and just sit down at the beach and just relax. Don't do that. It needs building, and we are the people who needs to build it. And if you go just to enjoy yourself, or to show your friends and to flex to your friends what you've done and what you've become, then you are actually missing the point of being African. And I'm just gonna come maybe later in one other conversation. We need to start looking for ways to evolve without comparing the country, without comparing the continent, without feeling the need to say this happens here and it has to be the same here. And it's like, we really don't need to evolve like the West has evolved. We don't need to evolve the same way. We don't need to evolve the same way, because their evolvement, or like the place where they are today, they didn't get there by themselves. They got there by slavery. They got there by manipulation and all these tricks that they played on other people. That's how they built this. But then if we actually want to build Africa, if we want to start building things that are for us, where do we start? Because we don't need to use their tactics. That means we're gonna start killing each other, because are we going to use them to come and build Africa? No, they won't come do it for us. Now they've taken what they've taken, and probably they still do take what they want to take, but it really comes down to us. Like, are we going to keep comparing, or are we going to start looking for ways that we can evolve and actually make our systems better, make our countries better, build for our people? Because if you want to compare, you actually need to see that they build for themselves. They don't build for us. And as as long as we're gonna keep comparing, as long as we're gonna keep looking at what they're doing and for us to apply, we're playing the game wrong, we're doing the wrong thing. I'm gonna say about comparison is switching the conversation. Comparing takes the focus off what we need to be focusing on and put it on something else, stopping us from taking actions, very necessary actions, because we're still comparing it to what has been and not what it is right now. It's like you cannot compare a tree to a seed that you just put in the ground like 5 minutes ago. It makes no sense. You cannot expect a 5-minute seed to grow like a tree, which is where I feel like Africans, we are playing ourselves. Like, we are actually playing ourselves. Like China found the niche, we also need to find our niche that is going to make us excel in the next 20 years, in the next 60 years. How do we excel? Like, are we going to stay in these countries forever? Like, what you've learned, how are you applying it? All these small issues that are going on, we need to start using them to the benefit of our people. We need to start using them to the benefit of people who are following us. The example that you were saying. So it's like, what example are you setting for people who do not know what you know, like as much as you know? Or like, have you visited them to actually see what they need? You didn't just go on vacation to chill on the beach. It's my last message for young Africans, is just to build for your people, like build for the needs of the people who look like you, who would relate to you more than anything else. And some will say, well, I feel like people in the West relate to me more than people in Africa because I have not been there. There's a force that will connect you to your people. There's a force that will connect you to the people that you need to connect to. And don't feel ashamed, or like, don't stop yourself, or like, don't let other people stop you from investing in things that you need to invest in just because you have not been back home. That should not be the excuse. That should not be why you shouldn't do something. Try it. You will find your people, you will travel, you will see so many things that you can not exploit, but like things that you can use, resources that are there and are easy to access than anything else you will see. And you'll see yourself excel because you have understood that things do not have to be the same every place. Things do not have to be the same in every country, in every continent, and in around the world. Like, we need the diversity. So yeah, thank you for staying this long. Subscribe, like, and comment, and share.